Pinkies up, it's that kind of day. We're gonna make a watermelon chiller. I'm Elijah with Elemental Chef. Check out our Facebook and Instagram. We picked up one of these small little watermelons from Florida, local. Sometimes, depending on the time of year and the ripeness of it, kind of have to adjust the sugar content. Sometimes they're super sweet, sometimes they're not. So we actually have a little bit of a natural cane sugar simple syrup right here that we will add or subtract kind of whatever we need. So first things first, we're gonna take off our sticker. We got our fruit here, we got a little bit of mint here. We're gonna cut this out and then we are going to puree it up and strain it out. Let's get to it. First thing first, cutting a watermelon is never easy because they're round. So they always want to spin around, they always want to do things. And so inevitably the answer is to even out one side so that it sits flat. But sometimes I found that when you make a drink and use the watermelon as a container, sometimes it wants to seep through. So one thing that I've done is I do kind of even that out, but I have a little bit of a trick I'm going to show you here. All right, so I'm actually using my, a little bit to hold this. We're just going to even out right there. Let's take, things are falling. All right, there we go. Just want to get right through, just a nice, slight flat spot. So you can see I didn't really take off a whole lot here. So I take that. Here's my little trick, my little hacky hack. It's different from a hacky sack. All right, so I take a little plate and I take honey. And I take a little bit of honey and I go, not a lot, just a little bit. And this is gonna create kind of a suction for it to make sure it's dried off. Stick that right here. So now when you go to, it doesn't want to fall. Now don't get me wrong, it still can, but this is going to help it kind of stay solidified. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut at an angle, a square. And one thing, if you're not comfortable cutting watermelons, you can actually do a template, almost like a pencil. You just take the tip of any knife, it can even be a butter knife. So I'm going to do a square, go right here. And as you cut through just the top layer of the flesh here, it's gonna turn green because the air is hitting it. It's gonna turn a darker green. So you're actually gonna see an outline right here. And I think that's a good one from right here. So you can say, okay, you know what? I want it to be more of a square, so I'm gonna take right here, and then I'm gonna even that out right here. Boom, so now you just cut right there. So when you cut in, if you go straight down, if you go to put this back or utilize it, it's gonna fall in. So if you go at an angle, about 45 degrees, right there, perfect. Now, if you were doing this, I wouldn't recommend sawing. I kind of that's why I use a smaller knife, and I kind of wiggle it a little bit. And I just kind of wiggle it right along the lines. This way I can kind of control it more, and I'm not worried about sawing in and out. And that's one of the big safety things is anywhere you can just be a little safer and get the same result, then why not? All right, so we don't need that anymore. So here, we're pretty much done with the knife part, really, except for cutting meats. So right here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our handy dandy immersion blender out. So right here, you can take this, these are not sharp, but they will cut into watermelon. You can kind of see right here, you can see it kind of go in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this up high, and we're just gonna go in here and kind of puree around the entire bottom of it. Because we didn't cut too far on the bottom, there's still going to be a decent amount of thickness to kind of hold everything in. All right, so here we go. Try to start off, go straight down, and kind of get yourself a little tunnel here. Go up and down, but be careful because it will splash up on you. And you're going to need to kind of pour a little bit out. You're going to need to pour a little bit out as you go. Otherwise, it's going to want to splash out. So right here we have a bowl, a strainer with a little bit of cheesecloth in there. Almost done. So, we're looking good here. We don't want to go too far down, so we're about right here. So there's a little bit left on the bottom, but that'll be all right. So we got that over here. We're gonna set that up here. We're gonna let that strain out, and we're gonna start squeezing some of our juices here. Before we do that, what I like to do just to get a little extra flavor is use our zester here. And I like to get a little bit of zest, probably one from each one of these. And you don't have to get a ton because it's gonna go a long way. We're only making one kind of big drink. So this would be equivalent to kind of a half pitcher is what. So we got that. We're gonna take our zest and we're just gonna pop it right in here, right where we're gonna be putting our juice from the citrus. All right. So now we'll go ahead and cut these. All right. So that's looking good right there. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna squeeze all of our juices out. And like I said before, this is a good multitasker. All right, a little bit of clean as you go, right? All right, so we're gonna discard that. So now we have our citrus juice. We have our sugar, we have our watermelon juice here. We're gonna go ahead and take this and see if we can't squeeze some of this out. There we go. I want to keep as little pulp out as possible. I mean, some people dig the pulp and that's cool. Add pulp to yours. I kind of like that clean juice. A little bit of zest is fine in there. So, all right, so we got most of the juice out now. It's mostly pulp. So now as we can see, got a bunch of watermelon juice. It's awesome. So now we're gonna take this and this, and the last part of this is we're gonna take some of this mint here, and just as a cool, refreshing flavor, we're going to chiffonade, or cut in some small strips, and we're gonna add it right in there. Had we done this at the beginning part, the blender would have chopped the mint too small, and at that point, it would have gone throughout everything and it would have just been way, way too minty. So right here, this is a good one here. You kind of see it's not perfect, but it's just kind of nice thin little strips. So if you get a little piece, it's not crazy. So we're gonna add some of that in there. Right, meow. Sorry, did you say meow? All right, so we got that over here. We're gonna save one of these for garnish. So we're gonna go ahead and see how sweet this is. It's okay. It's still kind of early in the summer, so I'm glad that we have our syrup here. So we're gonna go ahead and add our citrus in here with our zest. Add all that in there. Stir it in. Oh, that's delicious. But it does need to be sweetened just slightly. So we're gonna do this right here. Okay, we added about a tablespoon and a half. Now some of this is hard to kind of put into a recipe form exactly, just because, you know, fruit's different sizes and stuff like that. So let's see, what do we got here? Beautiful. All right, so now we have our watermelon juice here. And we got this. And so typically pour this in here, put a little bit of ice in there, and go on your merry way, throw a little straw. Boop. We're gonna turn this into an adult drink real quick. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our watermelon up here, save our garnish. We're gonna make a drink. Let's do this. our ice. I'm gonna pour in our watermelon mixture. Yeah. And why not? Let's do this. Under here, let's get my cup ready. Got the ice in there. Let's see if this actually works. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Looks like I got a little refill there. It's like Chili's. I want to get a little shaker. All right, so we got that. Still not great. We need to garnish. Oh. All right, hold on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A little garnish. I'd say we're pretty close. We're pretty close now. But we got one more thing. Just one more. So I whipped up a specialty whipped cream that I've been making for a few years, and I love it, and I think it'll go amazing with this. It is Dreamsicle whipped cream. All right, it is nice and chilled. You can see a little orangish color. There we go. Yeah. So this mixture has a little heavy cream, some sugar, pureed carrots for the orange color. I think that's much better and healthier, even if we're doing a little treat of whipped cream. It's gonna be healthier to use that instead of food coloring. So I just literally took the simple syrup and the carrots and pureed them in, I think, a NutriBullet, and from there, just kind of added it to the cream mixture. All right, so here, if you're not familiar with this, this is a whipped cream charger, or canister, or whatever you want to call it. Some people call it an ISI, but that's kind of like calling it a zip top bag, Ziploc, because ISI is the brand. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna charge this, and instead of having to whip this ourselves, this is going to whip it for us. Yeah. So now, we're gonna see how. Yeah, there we go. So now that's what this is missing right here. Bam.